Alright, Black Eyes TV in the house once again, down in Brixton at the Nation of Islam building. Here for Farrakhan strategy meeting on how to lift the ban. And we're here talking with RASHID NIX, Green Party candidate and activist. Here, take it away, Terry Riggs.
Hello everyone, the UK tour guide to the rest of the world. We've got a nice and splendid person right here, RASHID NIX from the Green Party. As I always say, health is good. Now we've come to this today on this beautiful day of this meeting of trying to lift off this ban for Farrakhan. What is your views on this?
What, on the ban?
On the ban itself.
Well, you think about it, we live in a time of information being allowed to travel freely across boundaries. Finance can travel freely across boundaries. Resources can travel across boundaries. So we need to start putting, limitations on the movement of people. It kind of flies in the face of the times that we're living in. Also, what I would say in relation to the ban is that there has to be a foundation for the ban to exist. And if there's no actual legal foundation, if you're getting people like, rapists and murderers can get a visa and come to this country, if a man who's been convicted of no offence can't come to the country, then you have to really question what is the basis of the ban. On top of all that, there's a very famous English philosopher. They're celebrating this gentleman. His name is John Stuart Mill.
Okay.
And John Stuart Mill, about maybe 200 years ago, 150 years ago, wrote a book called On Liberty.
Okay.
And it's the foundation of what they call English libertarian thought. And he says that all views should be allowed to exist, and the person who holds those particular views should be challenged on their views. And if you can't defend your views, then your views are nothing but dead dogma, and it should be cast aside. The whole point is freedom of speech has a philosophical foundation for the West. They claim to like freedom of speech. They talk about Charlie Hebdo, freedom of speech. They talk about the right to insult people of different nationalities, different religions, freedom of speech. But then all of a sudden now, when it comes down to this one individual, freedom of speech doesn't apply. If there's a law, then apply the law. If there's no law, overturn the ban, let the man travel. Exactly. Simple as that.
What do you think of your ideologies of Farrakhan himself?
Well,
or his personal movements.
Well, I tell you what, because I had a very interesting background, and some of the people who know me, they will know some of the stuff that I was involved in, prior to sitting down here. You know what I'm saying? I say no more than that.
Yeah.
And I remember I set up a record label. I was always fiercely independent. As a young man, I was always independent, always wanted to do my own thing. And I heard a speech by Louis Farrakhan that he delivered in 1980 at a black music conference called Where Is Your Head At? Where is your head at? Yeah? Is it here or is it here? Where is your head at? And I heard Louis Farrakhan speak for the first time. This was early 90s, maybe 91 maybe. And I listened to this speech, and he was talking about the state of black music in relation to the black struggle.
Yeah.
And I'd never heard anything like that in my life. I was just like, whoa. And that inspired me to go and set up my own independent record label, to produce artists that would release certain types of music. And it really made me understand that, as a individual in this world, I'm actually connected to a wider community. So no matter how I carry myself, I'm still part of something, and we're all so we have a responsibility.
So let me ask a question now. From that, you've just explained something where you said you've been in the music industry. What's elevated you from being in that music industry to going into that Green Party?
Well, like I said, people who know me, they know that Rashid has always been out there.
Yeah.
I'm talking about out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of everything I did, I never dealt with moderation.
Okay.
So if I was into hustling, I like to hustle. If I was into partaking, I will partake. Yeah,
Okay.
you feel me?
Yeah, I
Right,
understand
right,
that.
right,
The
right.
London thing.
Right. But what happened was I left the music industry. I was in university, I studied, I got into race politics. From there, I did a master's degree. I had a consultancy. I was doing mentoring projects like 15 years ago before people understood what mentoring was.
Okay, yeah.
So you have to explain to people.
Yeah.
You say people mentoring, they're mentoring? What's that? You have
What,
to
looking after me?
Right, yeah. So you have to explain to them the foundation of the
Yeah.
mentoring stuff. And what it was, my brother, what really happened for me was that I lived on a housing estate local to here, and our estate was earmarked for what they call regeneration. And this is in Brixton. We had an estate which was 95% black people. It was a beautiful community. The estate was a bit run down, I can't deny that, but the people were very nice people, you know. It's everything that you heard about what Brixton's about. And the local councillors sold us out. Labour councillors sold us out.
Okay.
And I thought, hold on a sec, we vote for you
Exactly.
and you sell us out.
You know, possibly the working and
Yeah.
the normal class.
Yeah, and that was the thing, my brother. In Brixton, black people vote for Labour.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, the problem is we vote for Labour. That's the problem. You're voting for the same man that's mashed up your community. You understand what I'm saying? Labour Party have done more damage for the black people of Brixton than any drug dealer. Tell you that straight. Tell you that straight. And once I realised that, I understood that based upon what I had learned as an individual, I had a responsibility to stand as an elected representative for my community. So the choice was either I stand as an independent and I might get 50 votes, or I stand as a green and get a certain amount.
Decent amount of votes.
And so we coordinated the Green campaign in the local elections last year, and we came in second.
Okay.
So we put it on the map. And the Green policies, if you look at the Green policies, check out the Green policies, people, seriously. Some parties want to get elected because they want to get into office, and some parties want to get elected because they have to save the world.
Yeah.
Tell you straight. Tell you
make
straight.
that good change.
You know, so that's what we did, and that was kind of the journey in a very potted form, and that's how we run. You know, so we run as the Green.
Okay.
You know?
So let's say, for instance, now, in 5 years' time, right? What difference do you want to see happen with the black community in the UK?
Number one, I would really want to see our young people have a vision. That's the first thing. That's more than, and that's overriding. The elders, you know, I'm not being cold or anything, but you know, we really got to target whatever it is we're doing with our young people. Right now, our young people have no vision. Even last night there was a big gang fight down in Lewisham. I heard 50 youths are stabbing up the place and going on with a madness down in Lewisham, you know,
And
which is a couple miles from
Don't you
here.
think with that though, like, for instance, don't you think that like before we were deprived of knowledge, right? And now the youths have got so much access, and because they're lacking that wisdom, don't you think it makes them sometimes run a bit wild? Like they, you know, like when you have the children, they think that they know everything and they take it into their own hands.
Yeah. No, definitely. You know, a lot of the time with the knowledge, you know, you're casting pearls before swines. But then saying that, you know, for me, my favorite artist at the moment is a brother called J Electronica. Check out J Electronica. I look direct to the camera, look in your eye, I tell you straight. J Electronica. He's signed to Jay-Z's label. And this youth came up from the 5% school. He's a 5%er.
Yeah.
Right? Right. And I studied at the 5% school. I went to the school. I sat down in Harlem with the original. And I know the mathematics: 1 knowledge, 2 wisdom, 3 understanding, 4 culture, 5 power, 6 equality, 7
That's
God,
all.
8 building, destroy, 9 born, 10 is knowledge, cipher. Don't test me on the mathematics. I know planet Earth circumference 24,896 miles. You know what I'm saying? I know. That's the knowledge, people. She rotates on her own axis at a terrific rate of 1,037 and 1/3 miles per hour. We know the knowledge, so don't test on the knowledge. J Electronica, inspirational MC. You go on YouTube, then you might get a couple 100,000 hits.
Yeah.
Then there'll be some Bobby Schmurder, some madness, and there'll be like 200 million hits, and you're like, rotted. Okay. So you then take it right back down to the mathematics. It says, who are the 85%? That's what we learn in the class. This is what Elijah speaks. That's what Farrakhan speaks. And who are the 85%? The poison animal eaters. Those people who are deaf, dumb, and blind. The mass of the people who don't know. So when you see our youths run up and down, you're like, okay, that's the 85% right there.
Yeah.
So then you have the 10% who are the wickedly wise, who have the knowledge, who conceal it and keep these 85% in perpetual slavery.
Yeah.
So then the remainder is the 5% who are the poor righteous teachers, who have a duty to go out there and civilize the 85%, to teach them what they don't know. And sometimes with all that knowledge what they're getting, being bombarded at them, they miss out the jewels.
Because they always say, you know, I mean, it's best to focus on one than to try and do 5.
Yeah. So they're overloaded. You know,
Yeah.
you give a young child the choice of eating some good organic food or going to McDonald's.
10 million times.
My 4-year-old son is like, yo, Dad, let's go McDonald's. He wants the toy.
Yeah,
You know what
but
I'm saying?
we know we have to coach them from the
Yeah,
beginning.
no, of course, I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
that's how it is.
Yeah,
You know, that's how it is.
they use
you know?
these obstacles
Yeah.
to pull them in,
I mean,
whether it's media, whether it's PR,
Whatever it is, but they know.
Yeah.
They know. I mean, my 4-year-old son, his mother's a vegetarian. So the youth will go to McDonald's, even I don't eat meat. He won't eat a burger. He won't eat chicken McNuggets, but he'll go to McDonald's because he get the toy.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying, brother?
But anyway, just to cut this out and stop this,
Yeah, that's
just
cool.
give us one little thing on what would you do if Farrakhan came over?
What would I do? I would look at my watch and I'd be like, is it taking that long? Really? Is it taking that long? Because I think that, you know, realistically, I mean, you know, the ban is unjust. There's 8 million people living in London, right? Remember, it always breaks down to the mathematics. Yeah? 8.1 million people living in London. Of those 8.1 million people, there's 1.5 million are black people. African, Caribbean, and the so-called mixed race. But remember, there's only one race, which is human race, right? But then when you check it, you got 1.5 million people. Then you got 1 million Muslims. Then you got open-minded, intelligent people. So in reality, you could say there might be 3 million people in London who could benefit.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right.
So with that amount of people, you're like, put your foot on the pedal, man. Let's get this bus moving.
Anyway, thank you, Rashid. Nice talking to you, you know, and hope we can see again and talk again on the proper reason.
That's cool, my brother. That's
All
cool.
right?
That's
So
cool.
we'll
That's
keep
cool.
your contacts and we'll
Yeah.
chat.
You find me Sunday, Genesis Radio, People's Talk Show. I'm late because I'm sitting here talking to you, brothers. So you
We've
best,
got the privilege.
that's right. So you must tell the listeners, he's late again.